Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Joshua Lead and Iron. If you're like me, you have multiple devices that are sitting on your desk or desks. How do you, if you do a gaming system and a streaming system, so you have a 2 PC setup, or you just have, maybe like your Mac Studio and a gaming PC, or even your handheld and a gaming PC, how do you control everything with just one keyboard and one mouse without having to switch over your mouse and keyboard every single time? Doing that can be such a pain in the... There's also a way that you can use some of your peripherals.
I'm telling you to use your peripherals.
Peripherals? With the same devices without having to switch them over too. I want to say thank you to AILVL VNG. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't even want to try because I'll put it on the screen, and then also I'll place the item in the description below. But it is from AILVL VNG. Yeah. So in this box is the answer. Being able to use one monitor with, 2, 3, 4 devices. What I have here, though, is for 2 device, 1 monitor, or 2 device using 2 monitors. And what this is a keyboard, video, and mouse switch, or better known as a KVM. What this does is it helps you connect multiple devices onto the same screen while being able to use just one mouse and one keyboard. And this even has some ports available so you can use some of the devices that you have on each machine without having to switch things over. So this is what I'm pulling out of the box. I have 2 USB, well, I'll show you what these are for. 2 USB cords, USB 3.0 cords. I have the power supply, power brick. Let me show you these. This little guy, which is a switch, and I'll show you how to use that. And of course, this KVM. So I want you also to take notice, so that you might be worried about, like, if you're doing gaming, you can still do 4K 120. Just so you know, I don't want you to think that you're going to be stuck like at a 60 or lower. And then you also have your user manual and then like a card here after sales. Let's put those away. What I want to do is I want to show you. So I have on my desk right now, I don't know how to show you this. And this is what I've been stuck on trying to figure out how to show you, that I'm going to be using one keyboard and one mouse for, I have an iPad Pro, I have a Lenovo Legion Go, which is my gaming handheld, I have a Mac Studio, and I have a gaming PC. So I want to also use my headset and a webcam on all the devices that I connect to this. So it's going to be 2 at a time. I'll show you here. It's going to tell you HDMI in for PC1, HDMI in for PC2, and then over here you're going to have your out HDMI for each. But this is for your peripherals.
I want you to use your peripherals.
And this is going to be a lifesaver. If you have, especially if you stream or anything like that, or if you are a Windows and a Mac user, even if you're a PC and a PC user, there are certain things that become such a pain in the when it comes to switching things over because you want to show something. Some of that is headsets, some of that is speakers, some of that are webcams, microphones. Like I have this microphone here. I can't raise it up, but I want to be able to use that, not have to go to the back of my PC, unplug it, and then plug it into my Mac Studio or plug it into the Lenovo Legion Go and my webcam. I want to be able to use it, and on the front of this, you see there's 4 USB 3.0 ports They're going to help me do that. Now, on the back here, you can see there's two USB 3.0 ports on each side. So that's where these come in. So this is going to be like your connection between computer 1, computer 2. So this USB is going to go into the back of my PC. And then the second USB is going to go into the back of my Mac Studio. And then I'm going to be able to connect a mouse and keyboard on 2 of these. And then maybe a webcam and a headset. The webcam should work. We'll see. But this is not for a headset. This is for that switch I was telling you about. And what it is like a button that you can press. To go between your PC and your Mac Studio, or your PC and PC, or whatever else you have connected, whether it's your iPad, which I'm going to try because I do have a way, even though it's just one port, I do have a way to connect a few things to my iPad and see if it works like that as well. I like experimenting with things that I get, especially when it comes to like easy use of stuff and stuff like that. I want to be able to present to you guys the best possible solutions that I've tried and succeeded with. That way when you guys do it, you have an idea what you're getting into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up. First thing I'm going to do is put it on my PC and my Mac Studio. I got HDMI coming out of my graphics card, into the box, and then out of the box into my monitor. So Retina's back here now. And HDMI from my Mac Studio into the box, out of the box, into the monitor. That's what it's going to look like. Cable management is probably going to be pretty hard to do. That's a lot of cables going in and out. Time to test it. And then we'll switch over to handhelds, which I really want to get into the handheld part because a lot of workflow and gaming and stuff is happening on handhelds right now. And I feel like this would work very well for a lot of people that are doing that. All right, so here I got one working here. Logged in with my one keyboard and using my one mouse that's set on 1. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to shut it down. And then I'm going to see, well, you know what, let me check first though. I want to see if my eMeet camera works. You see? Do virtual cam, hit OK, and it works. That's so cool. Okay, so now I just want to show you that it works. The eMeet Pixie is plugged into the KVM. So if that works, I want to see how my headset works. So YouTube, and you know what, Marcus GG's. What here? Hold up. Speakers, fine.
When I worked in IT, our servers ran off of AWS as well. Like I had to work for AWS as well, so I know exactly how that.
That's all going through the KVM. All right. Now I'm going to shut this off and then go to the Mac Studio and see if we get the same. And there it is. All right. So that's also coming out of the KVM. Now let's see if this keyboard works. I'm going to type in my password. So the keyboard's going. All right. The mouse is working. Smurfect. And now let's check my headset. So I'm going to go to Safari. Let's go to YouTube. Marcus GG's because he's funny and I kind of really like watching him. Let me stop that because that's the first hiccup we've had, but let me switch it and see if I can switch it. So the sound's coming out of my Mac Studio and it shouldn't be. I want it. Oh, it's a 5-point headset. All right, let's switch it to that. Hit play. And there it is.
I don't think that I ever got a notification right on Mark. I would have been there. I played all weekend until about 2:10.
Shout out to Marcus GG's, by the way, watching your stream.
No, I only played
It's working off this now.
I did not
Working off that. That's all coming off the KVM. Now let's check. All right, so here, I'm going to switch that to ePixie. Okay. Okay, so now we saw that the headset works, the camera's working, and it's all connected to this KVM. So the only thing I would see is maybe the cable management is going to be a pain in the butt. But now that we know that it's working with a PC and with the Mac Studio on the same monitor, using one mouse and one keyboard, which frees up a lot of room on the desk, what I want to do is move over to handheld stuff and see if that works there. So I'm going to meld to show you that my camera's working. Same mouse and keyboard as the last time. Well, let's see. Video device. I'm going to select my eMeet camera. And there it is. So that's not working through there. My mouse and keyboard, same mouse, same keyboard, is working. I'll share my headset. We'll go to YouTube. I don't know how else to film this because this is kind of not easy. Let's go back to Marcus. Good, like I said, I like Marcus. Now that's going through my YouTube, as you can hear. I'm going to go here, go to my audio. It's not going to be there. You know what I don't see is my headset. That's the first. Like, that's the absolute first because my eMeet Pixie's showing up. Okay, now it just switched to it automatically. I unplugged and plugged it back in. Oh, I think I just hit pause. There we go. Okay, so that works. A little finagling I have to do. Now let's go back to the iPad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down. go back to the iPad. Go and shut this down. Like I said, this could be a limitation with the iPad. It's not necessarily the KVM because the iPad is picky on what it pretty much allows. I didn't get the prompt. It asked me to make sure that this is what I wanted. So I brought my MacBook, and we're going to plug it into the HDMI port. It works. So it must be the iPad. It must be the iPad. All right, so now my mouse works and my keyboard should work. Let's go here. Yeah, it's working. Let me show you. All right, so that works. Same device, same mouse, same key. Worked on the Lenovo Legion Go, worked off of my PC, off of my Mac Studio, and now my MacBook Pro. The only problem I had was with the iPad. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm going to unplug it from my MacBook. I'm gonna plug this into my dongle here. Plug the USB-C part into the dongle as well. I'm gonna give it power, like I tried with the iPad, and I'm gonna plug it into my phone and see if it transferred over. And it did. So it works on my iPhone, but it doesn't work on my freaking iPad. Unless it was a connection. Let me go over my iPad. How funny is that? Plugging it back into my iPad. It's charging, external monitor, so it must have been the connection. It showed me external monitor. There it is. Okay. A little fuzzy. Yeesh, look at, okay, look how crisp this looks. And then look how not crisp that looks. But anyway, regardless, I want to see if my headset works.
The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls.
Okay, I'm going to bring Camel Studio over so you guys can see this as well. Let's go. And I want to get this camera. Select the device, which should be the eMeet Pixel. There it is. So that works. My headset works off of the iPad. The problem must be limited in this because with another dongle, it's working fine. Oh, the dongle. So it seems to be working fine. I just had to get the right things. So now my keyboard, mouse, headset, and camera is all working off of that KVM. I'm going to come back so you don't have to look at this horrendous try to be first-person view. Just to give you an idea, like, that's the KVM that's buried underneath these wires. Then I have my Lenovo Legion Go. Then I have all this just kind of piled on here. All right, so overall, we saw it work on a Lenovo Legion Go, on a desktop PC, on my Mac Studio, on an iPad, and my MacBook, using the same keyboard and mouse on all devices. One thing I do want to point out though on the iPad, it's going to matter what adapter you use. So this is the first one that we were using, and it didn't work. It did create a bit of a rat's nest. I mean, that's cable managing. I did this just so I can show you guys how to do it. It's going to take me a little bit of time to actually put it where I want it. Put this, because this comes with like a little back adhesive back here that you can put it under your desk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang it under my desk like this, so I can just click it on and off, you know, or switch from one to the other, I should say, not on and off. Depending on your monitor also, my monitors, this MSI, I don't remember which one it is, Optic 32 or something like that. It's a little picky when it doesn't start at the same time as your PC, so you have to unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know why it's that picky. It's been like that with everything. Overall, I think this is a pretty awesome little KVM. I didn't expect it to be that overpowered though. And what I mean is the versatility on this, especially being able to go from like PC to Mac to a laptop to an iPad to a gaming handheld to my phone. I forgot about that. My phone. That was kind of crazy. Like, I didn't expect that. And now if you're not like necessarily like using your webcam, you can plug in a microphone into this USB, those 4 USB hubs. I wonder if you can plug in like an extension USB hub. I mean, there's so many buses that are available for it, so you have to like kind of divide it between. So you are going to be limited to however many that allows. But if you can get like 1 or 2 more spots open and run everything through your KVM. Now this KVM says 4K 120, so it lets me know that at least you can do 120 through HDMI. This is the HDMI one. They do have DisplayPort ones. I'll put those links in there as well. I like DisplayLink. I use it on my gaming PCs, obviously, for obvious reasons. So that's why I would use DisplayPorts, but HDMI at like 120. So if I'm running 144 hertz monitor and, you know, I got to take 24 frames away to have versatility like this, take the 20 frames. I probably won't even notice them. I would recommend 100%, especially this one. This one worked pretty well. Get a KVM. I'll put the link in the video description. This was provided to us from AILVLVNG. I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try. If they have a website or a link on Amazon, I'll also put those in the video description. I do want to say thank you to them though. This, even though it's kind of rat nesty, kind of like right now, let me show you. I'll switch over to like my iPhone. Like you guys didn't see enough of that already. But just to give you an idea, like that's the KVM that's buried underneath these wires. Then I have my Lenovo Legion Go. Then I have all this just kind of piled on here. Doing these videos, it was really hard before because I used to have wires tucked away and there was no wires underneath my desk. And then when you do stuff, that messes them all up. And I used to have a hard time with that. I don't as much anymore. Like this, I know I'm gonna have to clean up afterwards and then put this how I want it because this thing is amazing. And I wish I would have had a KVM earlier in, you know, my career, my YouTube life or streaming life or anything. If there's one takeaway from you guys is this makes tech stuff, whether you're a tech nerd or not, if you're, you know, you got two different systems, if you want to, let's say you have something on your phone that you want to see on a big screen, stuff like this just works out. And you can use, you know, your mouse, your keyboard, it all connects to there. It just makes life a little more simple. And I welcome stuff like this. Have your keyboard and mouse on top of it. Now I can actually like hang my PC under my desk and run a dual PC system and not have to worry about having room for PC or a keyboard and mouse or having to buy extra peripherals for it. It all, you know, if I can fit it onto these four USB ports, well, why not? I do thank you for spending time with me. I truly appreciate it wholeheartedly. And actually, it means a lot to me, especially when you guys comment and stuff. Like, I like engaging in conversation, especially when it comes to trying to figure things out. I'm a bit of a tinkerer and try to problem solve. So if you have questions, put them in the comments. If you have experience with KVMs, put them in the comments. I would love to interact with you guys. But now I got to get to cleaning this up. So I gotta go because my back hurts.